Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, where the hell you're coming from. Over here in beautiful New York City, it is a nice 9 a.m. in the morning here, and we got some more Summit 3 China qualifier action. We're in Phase 2. We're getting down to the very end here, folks. We got lower bracket finals here. This is an elimination best-of-3 series of EHOME taking on Hyper Glory Team. The winner of the series moves on into the finals where they have LGD Gaming waiting for them, and then the winner of that series gets the one spot to go to the LAN at the Summit House and get in on all that fun action and, well, a piece of that huge cash prize pool. Well, I'm KotLGuy, going to be bringing you the coverage here for Beyond the Summit, but I'm not going at it alone. I got my good buddy joining me remotely. It's going to be Mr. RyuUboruZ, or also known as Discount Matt Damon. My friend, how you doing? Can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How's my end going?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm going to turn you up.
I'll be getting my mic.
10 seconds. 10
Alright,
seconds
I'll be getting my mic here shortly. One day, when that comes in, I might sound as beautiful as you do.
Yeah.
And maybe look as beautiful as you, but one can only hope.
One can only hope. There's only one discount Brad Pitt, and he's right here, buddy, so don't even try it, okay? And I saw the mic you're getting. It's going to be luxurious here, but it doesn't matter how it sounds. You got amazing analysis that you're going to be bringing here. And, well, we're gonna put that into this match because this is a good one right here, Ryu. And on paper, it's about a 50-50 odds split, and I certainly would agree with that. I mean, yesterday, I don't know if you got to see the matches, but at the end there, it was EHOME going toe-to-toe with LGD, and it felt like a run back from TI4. It was like Zhao Wei taking on ROTK, you know, captain against captain, and they were just like butting heads. They went right at it. And next thing you know, the series was over. It was a 2-0 stomp from LGD. The second game was over in 13 minutes. It was ridiculous.
Oh, when's the last time you saw that? Oh,
I
especially
in like the Eastern Dota scene. You just never see that.
Right.
But it was like watching a scrim live. It was ridiculous. I mean, you know, luckily for
what happened
EHOME,
to the rubber band, man?
I don't know. They just got beat so hard. They're like, okay, we're done here. We know that we're not eliminated. We know that we're going to get moved down to the lower bracket, so we'll have another chance here, and maybe we'll get our revenge and meet LGD once more in the, you know, finals. But they got a tough test here, man. Hyper Glory Team have looked so good, probably the best they've looked in a long time, and it's just been impressive.
Yep, I would agree with that.
I mean, the only time they were knocked down the lower bracket was against LGD, who are now in the finals waiting for them. But they beat Newbie, and then they took down VGP. This was after they got knocked down from LGD. And then they just pulled out that big upset, taking out IG. So they are a really strong force. I mean, Westbrook has been looking so good, also known as ZTT. And then Kaka has been phenomenal in the support position. And we always know ZSMG can perform. So Ryu, I'm excited about this. I mean, do you agree 50-50 odds split between these two teams?
I would definitely give 50-50 for this game. I mean, I honestly think HGT, like, both of these teams have been, you know, amazing. Nobody really, I mean, you know, ROTK and all these people on here, Lanham, all these people from each of the teams, they've been playing relatively well in the past, but now that they're coming together and it's all coming together, but you would always expect IG to be, you know, the top team, and when IG gets taken out, and we've been seeing LGD on the rise of late, so it's nice just to see, you know, other teams just toppling, you know, the fixed standard in the Asian scene, which I would say would be IG. So it's nice to see these new teams coming out. Well, I mean, it's not new, but it's nice to see that they're, you know, getting to that tier 1 status is what I'm trying to say. And
yeah, well, definitely. I certainly agree with that. I mean, Hyper Glory Team, they've been around for a while, but they've been grinding it. They've been constantly like the bridesmaid. Never really the bride at this wedding. They've just been constantly like kind of getting up there. They'll pull out like a couple of upsets, and then they get kind of beat down, and then they kind of come back, and then they get beat down, and here they are again, suddenly just like 2 series away from surprising everyone and showing up at the Summit House. I mean, how crazy would that be if Hyper Glory Team were the team to make it? So we'll have to see. They got a tough test here, though. They got EHOME. These are living legends that they're going against, and this should be a lot of fun. Well, Ryu, I say it's going to be a lot a lot of fun, and I look at the picks already, and I mean, this is...
There's a lot of anti-fun in this game right now. You know?
This is 6.83 right here.
This is the making for, those 2-3 hour games where legends are born and Dota just breaks.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we might as well knock it out of the way. I mean, they got to, of course, get some of the respect bans out. I mean, I'm not surprised by that. Get rid of the Wisp when you're going against Hyper Glory Team. Can't have it, handed over to KotLGuy so easily. And, Storm Spirit has been something that all the teams seem to be banning out. I don't even know the last time I've seen a Storm played here in the Chinese qualifier. And then after that, just kind of pinpointing here, we're eliminating the Clockwork to close the gap against Sniper, getting rid of Viper. Maybe they're thinking about picking up ROTK Bristleback is something we could see pop up here. And then for the other side, got to get rid of the Bat, Shadow Fiend. Morphling has got to go, which is a bit peculiar right there. And then even a bit of a nod towards Lanham and his Shadow Shaman. They ban out the Shadow Shaman, which is pretty funny to me. They're still going to be able to get something that fits that profile in the Lion right here, where you get all the fancy disable work. So pretty fun stuff. And well, where KotLGuy's not going to get his Wisp, he gets a tree, and he's been also doing very well with the tree. He likes to play that stealthy style tree where you actually maybe bypass getting up the leech seed, you put more levels into the Nature's Guise, and you just kind of roam. Maybe get an early gem, plant down some very aggressive wards, and you're just giving your team all that sweet intel that you can take advantage of. They've been very clever and cheeky with that kind of statistic, and well, they're going to round out their draft so far with the luscious ladies of Queen of Pain and Lena. So I like it so far. It's a little burst heavy and pretty well rounded here from Hyper Glory Team.
Yeah, EHOME needs to pick up for the last one probably an offlaner first. They don't want to show their carry first. And I love the Morphling ban just because, if you go high ground against a Sniper and a Morphling, you're going to be constantly, well, there's a nice throwback, but you're going to be constantly getting adaptive struck and then hit by the Sniper, and then you always have to worry about the Venge swap that could be potentially coming into a Hex from Lion. It can essentially be a Batrider right there. You end up at the tier 4s. You might still have the Aegis, but you're dead, and your team's in a position now because well, their Morphling could have the adaptive strike back up. The stun could be there, and Sniper could just wait at the fountain basically and hit you. So I'm glad to see that ban out. I can see the reasonings why they do it, and with this Darkseer pickup though, this is going to be very interesting to say the least. They have something to deal with the Treant living armor now. Shrapnel is okay for dealing with it. Lion and Venge are kind of awful at trying to deal with it, and well, they still don't have anything to really help with the tree armor on the towers, but I don't think that matters. I mean, in this Dota right now, you just chip away, it seems like, at every single tower at once, and all of them will be at like half HP or something, and eventually maybe one of them will be brought down. But Darkseer, maybe they do aggressive? I don't know. It's really hard to go aggressive when you're against a tree and a Lina. This should be a Lina support, or it could be a Lina mid, Quap off lane. You still have those opportunities, but HGT's like laning phase looks really strong. And I kind of think EHOME's going for that, late game where they just maybe put in a wombo combo here. What is their last pick? I don't know, Dakota.
Well, Jug is still out there, and it's something they did throw together the last time they rolled with this kind of Darkseer, Darkseer Vengeful Spirit lineup. If they're going to kind of roll with a bit of the same that they did in that. And yeah, EHOME seems to be one of these teams, or at least ROTK seems to be one of the players who still likes to pull out the Darkseer. Even though it's something we don't get to see anywhere else really as of recent, he still likes to pull out from time to time. He did it recently about 3 days back in their matchup against IG, where they did win that match. It was an hour-long one at that, but the wall was just so huge, and something that maybe some of these players could sleep on just because they're, I don't know, maybe they're a bit rusty going against their Darkseer and don't anticipate how effective and how potent those little illusions can be. I mean, imagine a Troll Warlord, like a 6-slot Troll Warlord that's quickly snagged up and put on your side. You have to deal with it somehow, otherwise he's going to be chopping down your supports and really doing a lot of damage there. Before that, they also ran it against IG again 11 days ago in D2CL, so it's something they do like to pull out, and it's an interesting grab. I do like it, and it could be also good against more laning cores, like a safe lane core who is more melee based, where they kind of have their hands full with the Ion Shell. Luckily, Troll has the luxury of being more, I guess you could say, like ambidextrous, where he can be both ranged and melee. But
10
Ion Shell could
seconds
still be a kind of a
remaining.
tricky thing to deal with. I'm still anticipating he's going to just roll with it in the solo
5 seconds
off lane.
remaining.
But yeah, I mean, who knows? They could end up going aggro and throwing him up in the safe lane instead. But look at this. Axe
10
somehow
seconds
made his way
remaining.
all the way through the draft, completely ignored until this final
5
moment here
seconds
where
remaining.
Hyper Glory Team are going to pick it up. So what a nice little steal. And hey, there it is. It's
Oh,
the
there
jug.
you called it.
It's the jug.
Nailed it.
All right, nicely done. So Axe and Jug rounding out here, Ryu, for Hyper Glory Team now. I mean, it's a good swipe right there. Axe, you really can't go wrong this day and age. You know, the ability to kind of work through anyone who's maybe is a BKB kind of a hero, or, you know, the obvious is you get him that Blink Dagger and he's able to get a hold of that pesky little sniper and lock him in place. So it's a big grab right there. And, well, ZYF on this Jug now, he's shown what he could do with that hero. So this is looking pretty fresh. So what's your impression so far with now both these drafts complete? Who do you think has the upper hand just based on draft, you know, alone?
Based on draft, I would say HGT has the mid-game advantage pretty heavily.
10 seconds remaining.
The one thing that EHOME does have is they could have potentially, you know, a good
5
Roshan
seconds
team
remaining.
fight with the Darkseer having a Blink Dagger, Lion having a Blink Dagger, Shrapnel is going to be coming over the top. You have Wave of Terror. That could set up for, you know, a mini Ravage, right? We talk about it a lot. If you can get the vacuum combo into an Earth Spike, that's 2.5 seconds of stun
Prepare
duration,
for
and that'll be
battle.
on, you know, 3-4 potential heroes. So HGT, they kind of have to get their BKBs, get some Roshans here, and try to go high ground before, you know, 50 minutes when this sniper is going to be very tanky. They have Darkseer with a couple, well, maybe like 3 or 4 items, so it's going to be really hard for HGT to siege the high ground, and that's what I think this game's going to be coming down to, unless HGT can put a lot of aggression and, you know, snowball, like you said yesterday, with LGD just stomping in 13 minutes.
Yeah, maybe that could be like a lingering weakness here for EHOME, is if you really take it to them, they don't seem to back down from early aggression. And if they keep kind of losing those little early skirmishes, they just don't seem to really recover that well. So we'll see if Hyper Glory Team learned anything from the EHOME
30
matchup that they
seconds
had
to
against
battle.
LGD. We'll have to see here, but let's get things started here. This is going to be the first match of this best of 3, our only best of 3 today, as it's the lower bracket finals of Hyper Glory Team taking on EHOME. I'll go ahead and start off with introductions here on your Radiant side. We got Hearts Get Together, also known as, of course, Hyper Glory Team. We got KotLGuy, who's been really a standout player as of recent. He's playing your Treon Protector. We got Pretty Ha, who's going to be playing the support Lena. Legendary first-generation Chinese player ZSMJ is going to be playing your Troll Warlord. And we got Westbrook, also known as ZTT, I believe. He's playing your Axe, and, well, he's dancing up with ROTK right now, but that rounds things out here for Hyper Glory Team. Ryu, would you please do me the honors and telling me on what's going on the dire side for EHOME?
Alright, we got RO2K playing his Darkseer in the offlane, Inflame playing Sniper in the mid lane, we got DDC playing the Vengeful Spirit roaming back up here to help out his team, got Lanham playing Lion on this top lane, and we got, last but not least, Chinese characters. I don't know. I forgot who this is.
It's
Tell me,
ZYF.
Soda.
Don't worry. I had to kind of
ZYF,
drill it as
okay.
well. Yeah, he's not making it easy for us, that's for sure. But apparently the first character means like fairies, but then it's ZYF to make it a bit easier. So, no, totally
I already got this for
understandable.
next game.
But yeah, absolutely. KotLGuy doing with a little bit of early aggression here, dishing out the lead seed to force Lanham back out from this lane. They're going to trade early blows here, but indeed they're going aggro fresh here. Hyper Glory Team looking to kind of nerf down ZYF in his early Jug farm. An interesting choice, but it seems to be working out pretty well. It seems to be a bit uncomfortable here for EHOME, as they kind of can't be as aggressive as they like, but they are going to be able to quickly deward and get that pull camp back in their favor, which is very nice for them. And well, this leaves Axe taking on the Darkseer mano-a-mano in a matchup we don't see very often. And ROTK should be able to get respectable farm. Axe could have a little bit of trouble with the Ion Shell, considering he's one to really hug those creeps. And it's going to be very peculiar, but overall we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled, more so in the northern part of this map. I think that this is where most of the action is going to be going down.
Yeah, in bottom lane, it's really hard to get caught out. Darkseer is gonna probably put 2 into Surge, so he'd have to get call with an Axe call, and then, you know, get some lucky spins here and there, and maybe once Axe at 6, he can put some pressure. That's gonna be really hard. So mid lane, you know, you can see a lot of action coming out on Air and Inflame here too. Looking at their CS, Sniper is doing relatively well, all things considered. I think Quap's a great hero for the early game aggression just to put on him. So since Sniper's doing so well, it's pretty nice to see. About even in denies here.
Yeah, typically you expect Quap to kind of get the upper hand early on. She's one to be the definition of closing the gap with that ridiculous 1300 range blink, but Inflame is definitely making Air work for his money here early on, and he's starting to have to chew through all those tangos. In fact, he's down to none. While you look at Inflame, he's still got a fresh 3 tangos to work with, plus 2 Wraith Bands on top of it. So he's got some serious right click coming out already, and he's really taking hard advantage of that. And well, your CS King early on is going to be ROTK, so his offlane Darkseer is turning out to be pretty profitable for him as he's at 16-1 CS, and Westbrook's still going to be able to trade on his own, and well, we have yet to see any bloodshed here. This try-on-try action here is not either side really looking to get too aggressive, just each core trying to still find their CS, with maybe the supports kind of flirting with each other a bit, but they need levels first and foremost, and unfortunately in a tri-lane those don't come too easy, so it's kind of waiting it out. Maybe once the level 2s really start coming together, maybe a level 3, we might see some action really bust out here.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about how, the most annoying images you can get in the game, or illusions, are Brewmasters and Axes. He didn't really use them for anything, he farmed just the jungle once. So he didn't really put any pressure on the Darks here with the extra spins that are coming out. That's why I just, it'd be funny just to have, Manta style in the late game just for action, just to see them just running at the enemy hero. But it's not likely. Just throwing that out there, I would like to see that one day. But yeah, top lane though, Pretty Hall is gonna get initiated on. There's the spin. He's gonna be going down. Nice stun, and that's his first blood.
Beautifully set up there from Lanham. I mean, he catches out that Earth Spike, and Lina has really nowhere to run. Blade Fury soon to come thereafter, and just a matter of time before she's just going to be dwindled away to nothing. And that's your first blood. Now they're going to actually make a little bit of aggression here on the ZSMJ, but it ends up being just the Earth Spike. But it is EHOME who do strike first, and that first blood bonus gold of all people is going to be going to the Jug. ZYF gets it right there, so that is a dream scenario there for them. So EHOME off to a pretty promising start here, and Sniper just continues to dish in this huge CS game right now. 25-13 to Quap's 10, now 11-7. He is doing very well. So EHOME, you could say, are actually getting the best of all 3 lanes here, with ROTK also getting a lot done. He's your head CS at 29-2. Very good stuff for EHOME now. 3 lanes all going their way.
And once you lose this top lane like this, you see that the rotations kind of need to come out. But can this ward scout out Pretty's Hall? Let's see, no. Yeah, it saw him rotating over, so this ward doing a lot of work there, showing out the rotations coming in. Lanham was coming for the counter kill onto Pretty Hall. Now they're searching here in the jungle.
They're going for mid though right now. Leech seed from behind. Kaka's going to be the one to help set it up, and Air just annihilates them with a sonic wave. So, Air had been doing Inflame rather, been doing a lot of work with the CS, but now he goes down. Meanwhile, they're going to make a go also onto Westbrook here. Yeah, they got the Earth Spike. That Ion Shell slowly withering him away. There's going to be the Surge to help finish him off, and, well, he needs one more little tick. He gets it right there, and it's another sweet kill for them. Now 2-1. Kaka is going to be catching him out right here, but ROTK is like, hey, you want a dance stream, man? Let's go. And now he's going to walk into an LSA. They're looking to turn it right back onto him. He's got the Surge. He's walking past him right now, and Air does show up, but ROTK, it's not going to be too easy for him to kind of get out of here, but he's got that salve. He'll heal up, and he'll be good. He's got a soul ring even, so he'll be fine, and he'll be able to walk himself on out of there. So EHOME getting a little bit of a boost as they push ahead now 2-1.
Oh, they can turn it on Air. Okay, so that's a really smart play. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even have a Vinch. Vinch has stun. That was a nice play too, coming out from EHOME, realizing that they can dive as aggressively as they want just because Blink was on cooldown from Quap. So, but I'm very unfortunate. Air has some nice reaction times there, but still he's getting annihilated in the mid lane. Yes, he got that 1 kill on Sniper. Does that help his net worth? Yeah, for all essential purposes, Air's only 100 net worth behind Inflame, even though Air's losing out by 15 CS. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Oh, CSMJ, who suddenly shows up here in the bottom lane, eats a bit of early punches here and gets brought down to about a third life. He does have a full wand to work with, though. Maybe he might use that to his, to his own need to maybe pull out a bit of a bait, but we'll have to see if that's the case. But more rotations seem to be happening here. Now that the levels are starting to come together, these supports are looking to go on the move and try to get something set up. Vengeful Spear and Lion, I mean, these two, well, they're a gang squad in their swell, so they have a lot of lockdown and make for easy setups as long as they can kind of find their opportunity. Maybe they need to manipulate the fog just to their liking, and when they see an opportunity to strike, they're going to certainly go for it here. They have eyes for the mid lane, but it looks like they're going to make the full rotation possibly towards the top, but of course stacking their jungle up along the way. So that's something good to fall back on, whether that's going to be for your Darkseer, whether it's going to be for your Sniper. Somebody's going to get a bit of extra gold in their pocket somehow, and we're going to have to see Hyperglory team probably put a bit more weight onto Axe here. He needs to try to muscle forward and get that Blink Dagger. I feel like that's going to be a crucial grab here for Hyperglory team.
You know, counter ward was placed middle lane. This ward from Radiant I've never seen this ward before, and it's really an amazing placement. Look at the vision it gives here. It's really good because normally you just put it on the high ground of the enemy and it gets de-warded a lot, but now it hasn't been, and that scouted out the rotation earlier. It doesn't help for smoke ganks, but still, it did its purpose already. I would say the ward is worth it already. And looking at Axe, they need Axe, that's their go, because they really only have Lina stunned to set up anything. They really need this Axe to be getting his Blink Dagger ASAP, else they're going to be having a hard time. I mean, Pretty Hall, look at him, man, he's bleeding over here. He doesn't even have his boots on Lina, so he went and won into his Fiery Soul just to get enough speed, it feels like, to catch up.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit here early on. They're trying to share the jungle as best as possible. All the meanwhile, EHOME are taking this opportunity to use their siege creep and a couple of range creeps to get some pressure on this tier 1, and it's going to be enough to take it down. There's going to be the glyph right there at the end. I almost had to give them that ticket if they weren't going to be popping it, but they do get it, and well, no one's going to get the last hit. No one's going to get it, unfortunately, ZYF. I'll call you out on that one, but everyone's going to profit a little bit more.
Tactical glyph, man. That's perfect timing.
That's why you gotta pull it out.
Miss it. Yep.
I always call them out when they don't do it because it's exactly for that reason. You know, you could screw up their last hits, and then next thing you know, they're not getting it, and it might be just enough time to hold them there long enough for a potential gank. Maybe you're gonna get there in time to get the deny, and you know what? It doesn't really cost anything. You're gonna get it back as soon as the tower goes down. You might as well just go for it. So, big stuff for them. And, well, I want to touch base here with ROTK, who's been really getting the most out of this map so far. Even still above the troll at 57-2, and he's going right for that mech. And getting a mech this early in the game is going to be a huge grab, because in these kind of early team fights, when you think, like, oh, I might be able to get my Laguna online or my big bursty spells, a quick mech is just going to turn the fight right back over on its ass. And, you know, it's going to be a big thing to have. And, oh, my goodness, it's already a Mask of Madness as well complete on your Jug. So he starts farming away, and, well, if they continue to push and take down a tier 1 in the mid, maybe even the bottom, then Roche becomes a much easier opportunity here for EHOME.
Right, and you know they're giving space to land him in the top lane. He's about to be hitting his level 6. He has a smoke too, so that's going to be some easy setup ganks around the map if he wants to make anything happen for him. Sure, he's going to be taking, KotLGuy's going to be taking some EXP up here too. This might be his level 6. He should be getting these waves and maybe the next one too. So having an overgrowth and, you know, higher points up in living armor, reduce that cooldown, keep spamming it around the map. It's going to be really nice. Air, is he going to dodge this? No, he doesn't dodge the peek from snipers.
We'll take it, but they're already on a smoke movement. They catch out ZSMJ of all people, and they're going to take him down. Easy setup with the stun. No need for an Omni Slash. No need for too much. Just one Earth Spike is really all it takes, and they get that troll. And with that takedown, they just segue themselves right into the Roche pit, and they're going to go for an early Aegis grab. This is EHOME looking pretty sharp here, kind of doing everything they need to do. You know, this didn't look like the EHOME we saw yesterday when they were clashing against LGD. That was more of a brashy, let's brawl lineup. This time it seems a lot more methodical, and they're kind of just doing as they please here against a team that has been very promising in Hyperglory team. So they're going to move on in, and suddenly Roche is about dead. So This is a huge boost for EHOME right now. You can just see the jump in wealth already. Top 3 of net worth all belong to EHOME right now, and their early net worth advantage is already going towards 4K. So very strong start, and it's only 12 minutes into this game as well.
Yeah, I really worry for HGT just because I do think EHOME has an amazing late game, especially with their high ground defense that I was talking about earlier. But this sniper, did he just pick up his mask? No, he's gonna be probably picking up his Mask of Madness here shortly too, and they're gonna have 2 Mask of Madness, unlimited mobility here, Venge swap, a lot of things just to help them out during these team fights. You have ROTK Surge. He has his mechanism complete up for this team fight. They have to think. Oh, I don't know. What level is Lina? Lina's 6. Okay, so they need to take out ROTK in these fights first, I think.
It's going to be a tall order to break through and burst him down before he gets the mech off. Plus, they got a ward that's been kind of dancing out there. ROTK toys with the idea of pushing on forwards. He does have the wall ready to go, but oh, not going to get the deny there. Air tried to go for it, but it is Inflame who's going to be picking it up. So that's the second tower now down here for EHOME coming off of the Roche. And look at this, a nice little cheeky smoke back. Maybe they won't suspect this one. Quick surge forward. They're going for Air, but they're not going to get there in time. Air is able to easily see it coming and quickly just blinks the hell out of there. So a fun little attempt there from EHOME, but yeah, it's not going to be happening. I do admire the effort. That is something that you really could catch a team off guard, and had it been anyone else but Queen of Pain, they might have been able to get him.
Right, I believe so. That was still some fast reaction time coming from Air here. So really well played, not getting caught out there. That allows them to, you know, maybe put up some wards. Do they have any wards anywhere? I mean, the only reason why they couldn't initiate from HGT, which I think they would have lost the team fight anyways, is because Shrapnel would cancel Westbrook's Blink Dagger on the Axe. It's very unfortunate when you're playing against Shrapnel and you have Blink Dagger heroes. So that's going to be a pain to deal with during this game. He's just going to have to set up for better positioning, and I don't think they should have fought that just because of the Aegis factor. But if, you know, 3 of them clumps up, he gets one, and he's maybe able to dunk, you know, the Lion and the Venge, then they could possibly win those team fights.
Looks like they're going to add some pressure here at the top. At that same moment, EHOME were able to finish off the 3rd tier 1 tower now and get that bottom one down. But it looks like maybe Hyper Glory Team are going to be able to grab their first tower of the game. And there it is. ESMJ is going to be able to pick up the last hit now. He's got about 834 gold in his pocket ready to go. And I imagine he's going to go down the more cookie-cutter troll lineup, which is, you know, getting your Sage and Yasha there next. So he's working towards it right now, but he definitely needs a bit more time. And EHOME know that, so they'll just continue pressuring while they have this big power advantage and while they still have this Aegis to work with, which, as you can see there, 2 minutes to go on it. And they're starting to dish out some serious damage on this tier 2 in the bottom lane. KotLGuy's trying his best to get the living armor on the tower to help out, but I mean, Hyper Glory Team are just not prepared to pull out a defense, and they just might have to sack a lot of these towers early on and just hope that their high ground defense is going to be something to stop EHOME, or at least stall them out enough that they can put their own bit of economy together. But this is going to be a tier 2 takedown, and well, they are able to get down the Aegis here with a quick little nuke and a Sonic Wave blast, but you know, it was like a minute left on the Aegis regardless. Now come TP rotations to the top here, Ryu. They sneak in RyuUboruZDotA, vacuum back, Inflame shows up, Shrapnel's out, Troll has really nowhere to run. Nature's Guys could help him, and it will. Do they have a dust? Anyone? No one? No one's got the dust. But they do see KotLGuy. They do quickly sheep him up. He gets the overgrowth with his last dying tree breath. And, well, it's not going to really help with anything, and he just ends up going down. 4-1. It's not a lot of bloodshed here in this game, but EHOME are much more dominant than it seems. It's now going towards the 5K net worth advantage. Pretty similar with the XP. Just looking like EHOME are kind of getting what they want this game, and it's pressure on Hyper Glory Team to kind of turn this one back around. I mean, we have yet to see Axe pull out a blink and call, a dunk, or anything. It's been a pretty difficult game.
Oh, you get your wish, though. Here it is.
There it is.
Inflame's going to be going down, probably.
Yep, they got. Oh, yeah. It takes a couple of ultimates, Ryu, but they got it. They get their sniper down.
You jinxed it, man. You jinxed it.
Well, if you're a Hyper Glory Team, I guess you're happy I jinxed it. Yeah, so they can kind of get themselves back in the game. But it's just one step. They'll need a lot more than that.
One step.
To get the sniper, though, is a big grab for them, and maybe just kind of Inflame getting a bit reckless with his positioning, not thinking that anyone was going to be close by.
maybe they thought, you know, Venge could be behind them or something. You know, you see Havos playing aggressive a lot of times in the enemy territory, but he was in his own territory too, so he definitely felt safe there after he had his allies near him and just like, hey, I can farm freely, but nope. X takes all your fun away here. So Lena didn't get that kill though. I mean, once she gets a Yules, that could be really good for them. But I'm still worried, right? If EHOME get another Aegis here, and you know ZYF, he's able to frontline like that, and you can't initiate on the Juggernaut, that's gonna be scary because you have ROTK with the Blink Dagger now already coming out. Lion on Lanham has his Blink Dagger. That Wombo combo is in effect now, where they can pretty much ravage people. That's gonna be scary to see if it happens, but yeah, they're trying to find ways to deal with it, right? So Westbrook, he's going for that BKB. You have, well, I mean, Troll's not even gonna go for it. He's gonna probably go for the Saint Yasha. I hope this is a casual Yasha. He needs a BKB this game.
Yeah, it is true. You definitely need it. And just to add on to that Wombo combo, I mean, imagine if, you know, Lamb's able to throw together the farm and get an Agnum Scepter. These are one of those games where I'm like, an Agnum Scepter online would be a lot of fun. I mean, vacuum into the 5-man finger would just be a wonderful sight to see and a potential highlight reel. But for now, EHOME they're charging on forward. They're still on good pace. Even though Inflame was brought down recently, they're still in good position to get the most out of this map. And ROTK, after getting that Blink Dagger, he already has a gem, so they're looking to take back control of this map. They know that this tree could be using that Nature's Guise to kind of roam around and place down those aggressive wards that he likes to do, which he has been doing. I mean, he's got one, nice little ward way up here in the top lane that could help scout out someone farming on their own or maybe any sort of smokes. Same goes for this mid lane. Those wards are going to be going down now as soon as ROTK gets that gem onto himself or to someone else. And then Hyperglory team, you're going to be a bit in the dark. And then finding farm for someone like your Troll becomes a lot harder. And then you start starving out Hyperglory team, and that's when things get a bit sticky. But it's little by little here for EHOME to kind of take that plan. And we're looking to Hyperglory team to try to pull something out of their bag and bring this one back. And maybe an Orchid is the ticket to do that here, Ryu, as Queen of Pain was able to throw it together.
Yep. I would say she did get dominated in the laning phase, but having, that rotation gank immediately just, well, speaking of which, KotLGuy is going to be picked off here. He's going to try to overgrowth, but doesn't even get it off, poor guy. And, well, if you look at Juggernaut's items, he's got a Manta style. There goes your tree ulti, and I would say that's mostly what it's for. You can also dodge the Axe Call if you have amazing reflexes, and well, there seems to be some lag problems here, which, hey, if I'm not lagging and I'm on the Perfect World server, I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, I am always thankful, cross my fingers, knock on wood, shake my rabbit's foot, whatever I gotta do whenever I have to connect to this.
Dude, you got a KotLGuy. Don't even just say anything. You're a curse.
I've been lucky as of recent, and Perfect World is always a very fickle thing, I feel like I'm like trying to get my internet connection through a pinhole sometimes to make it through that big security blanket that they got. Recently, it's been pretty good. Sometimes, though, I pop into a game and it's slideshow Dota and I have to do a whole reconnect, but it's been okay so far. Knock on wood once again. But it looks like the Kale period is over, which I did learn that Kale obviously means stuck or lag, obviously. And it looks like it's good for now here. But, we just witnessed Tree go down. Kaka just got picked off rather easily, but here's Hyperglory team looking to go offensive here as they have a smoke here. Westbrook would love to set something up. Their closest target is Inflame nearby in the jungle, but they're in the dark now as those wards they had planted previously have already all been taken down from that gem.
Yeah, this gem at 20 minutes, you normally see it at 30, but amazing timing coming out, taking out all the vision coming in from HGT is very unlucky too. They could have found out the sniper. They would have had vision of their whole team and everything, but they know they're up here farming. For some reason, and I think they're gonna catch out. Maybe 3 here. Okay, RTK.
Ooh, nice quick silence, and he goes to the side. Pretty Hot's gonna eat the whole Omni Slash and go down. Now they're gonna get the quick hex onto Westbrook. He goes down thereafter. It's a double kill for ZYF on his Jug. I mean, he's already been beastly farmed. He's gonna stop off and pick up a nice little ulti orb from the side chop for himself, just to kind of flaunt his recent gold earnings there with that sweet double kill. And now it's suddenly EHOME pushing further ahead at 7-2 here. ZSMJ, you know, we're looking at him now. Ooh, he narrowly able to escape that Earth Spike. Vacuum. Now ROTK steps forward. He's going to get quickly silenced again. And, well, we got dual SMYs coming out from each side. ZSMJ finishes out his on top of his helm with the Dominator already. And Sniper gets his. Inflame is going to pick it up now side by side with his Mask of Madness.
It's just, you know, looking like Troll's just idea is, hey, we're gonna just try to farm up and wait for my BKB as the next item or something, and we'll just be able to split push and get it done here. But without the vision, it's really hard to split push in certain situations, and they're not gonna have the BKB, so they can't really contest the next Roshan unless they do an amazing smoke gank into, you know, an axe call or something. So they can still make it work by going to Sange and Yasha. It's just, I'm wondering if they're able to do it. But Air has been really fast with his reaction times. I must say he's been playing really well in that regard this game. He's had these immediate blinkaways. He's had these orchids. KotLGuy's going to be dead here. Do they have dust? No, they don't have dust.
They have a gem, though. RGK walks in. He's like, yeah, we see it, buddy. You're not going anywhere. And maybe it was a preemptive caster curse from the start of today as I was boasting KotLGuy in his recent performance. It's been a hard game for him so far in the tree. He's 0-3, and this is looking like a pretty different EHOME squad than I saw yesterday. They are looking pretty damn sharp. And, I mean, I agree with you. Air on the Queen of Pain has been very quick with the reaction. You know, it didn't really stop Sniper from getting a lot of farm early on, but it's definitely helped him out a bit. It's just still not enough when EHOME have been playing pretty stellar so far. I look away one moment, Ryu. I look back and Roche is dead suddenly. So that just shows the raw horsepower that EHOME have right now. And they're going to be going full throttle here to try to really take it to Hyperglory team. They're in good standing to do so.
It's very surprising seeing Sniper picking up the Aegis, right? I guess he's just going to be out farming on his own. But I think if Juggernaut had the Aegis here, they could siege these tier 2s really effectively, right? You just have Jug on the front line. Sure, you have only Axe to really get in the back lines, it feels. Maybe the Blink Dagger from Quap. But if you're playing aggressive with Quap and you're blinking in, you're going to die. Especially against this lineup with Darks here. Lion with Lanham always going to be having perfect positioning in my opinion. So it's a really tough situation. I guess they just want to put Sniper so he has the second lives, but I would just like to see Juggernaut for the sieging purposes here.
Yeah. Jug is going to build up to be that kind of machine to siege on those front lines and go right into the base. You know, once he probably finishes out this Scotty, I'd imagine. He's about to have his second ulti orb. And this is...
They're going to have 2 Scotties on their team, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sniper and Jug.
You're not even going to move.
Sniper, Jug, Troll. I mean, you pick 4 or 5 items, you throw them into a hat, you pick them out, and you're going to get some of them. And it's not really too different from each other. Mask of Madness, an SMY, a Scotty. You know, maybe you toy with the idea of either going Abyssal Blade or an MKB or a Butterfly. Essentially, it's more or less looking pretty much the same. Those 2 powerhouses are hitting pretty hard, as you can see, as they're chopping on down this tier 2 tower at the north. They get it down pretty easy. It leaves only one more outer tower here for Hyperglory team in this mid lane, but they're just going to keep pushing this lane until they get Hyperglory team back into the base. I say that, but they do quickly pull back here. They're going to go for the next tier 3, it looks like, as soon as ROTK is able to push the lane forward. And for Hyperglory team, they're just going to try to split push while they can.
I mean, Tree did pick up the Blink Dagger right now. He's only level 9 though, so the duration of these ultis is only 3 seconds, sadly. He's going to need some great overgrowths to really help his team come back in this. They do have the Manta still on Juggernaut, so it's going to be really hard to Saberling him in these team fights unless you're going to be using the Axe Call or you get a Light Striker Ray on him. So. And there we go. BKB on Axe. Yeah, Alright, this is their go time.
Like, this is going to be a little window here, and if they can't perform to pull out a bit of a comeback, it could be quickly over. I mean, one bad team fight at this point in the game, and it's going to be EHOME's game. And if Hyperglory team want to find themselves back in this game, they need to make it count here, and they can't afford to give anything away. And I don't think EHOME are looking to give anything easily away. You gotta remember, it's an elimination series. You know, there's no more second chances for the loser of this. They're done and out of the Summit 3. And the winner gets to move forward, and they only have to face LGD to get that one spot. So that's probably why we're seeing EHOME in a much more disciplined and, frankly, just an all-out better performance here. Hyper Glory Team maybe a bit of nerves, but yeah, top lane. Look at just the shots, the headshots fly out. ZSMJ having a hard time getting away. Westbrook is going to be able to intercept DDC from coming in. Sonic Wave's going to fly from air. They might be able to bring down the support, but no! Lamb does jump in. There is going to be the dunk connection, but they lose their Queen of Pain for this, and somehow, someway, Axe is able to make it back home to safety. But it's a one-for-one trade that's still better for EHOME, as it's their Queen of Pain only for the Vengeful Spirit. So EHOME's still kind of getting the better of that one, and you could already see that Inflame just kind of has ZSMJ's number. He just easily kind of shoots him down, and ZSMJ's just kind of thankful that Westbrook was able to be there to help him out.
Yeah, and you can go back to your point that you were talking about EHOME taking it steady here. It's what they need to do. They have the better late game secured, and Pretty Hall is going to be peeped here.
Oh, living armor.
Okay.
Yeah, that little bit of shrapnel in the corner.
That was dead armor, man.
It was so close. And that's what you pointed out in the draft, shrapnel, why it's so good against that living armor. And it looked like she was going to have an opportunity to stay alive, but she does go down, and they're trying to muscle their way through this living armor down the tower. They take down that tier 3. Raxes are now going to be exposed already before we even hit the 30-minute mark. And Inflame
is about to expire right now. If they can go on them, KotLGuy, and bring down the sniper at the exact moment he picked it up, it could be really good for EHOME.
I'm sure they're keeping an eye on it. There it goes, and they catch him, Ryu. They get Inflamed, they pull him in, but there's going to be the swap save. Oh my goodness, what a stun from Lanham, and a wall follow-up. And quickly, 3 from Hyper Glory Team go down, and that's going to be the white flag. Hyper Glory Team have had enough, and that's going to be game 1 going to EHOME, and they certainly deserved it. They look damn good.
We got to see it at the end, man. The wombo combo. Oh boy. They didn't even need it. They played outstanding that game. Starting from mid lane, the aggressive tri-lane didn't work out at all for HGT. ROTK managed to farm his fast mech. They got a fast Roshan, able to take all these objectives. There was just no hole at all coming in from EHOME. I think they played it really perfectly this game, so really well played from them.
Yep, and suddenly we're already going to be hopping into game 2 now, as it's EHOME taking the first match. It's match point for them. Hyper Glory Team will need to get a victory here to just stay alive and try to take it to a game 3. So we'll quickly get into that game. I'm KotLGuy, that's RyuUboruZ, and we're beyond the summit here, bringing you the action. Sit tight for just a couple of moments, as we'll be back for game 2 of Hyper Glory Team taking on EHOME.